do a voiceover later.
So, as you can see, everything is in plastic. At my local Trader Joe's, doing some grocery shopping, and this is the problem I come across every single time, is wanting to get things without packaging, especially plastic, and it's extremely difficult too. And everything that is in package or plastic, I've noticed, is cheaper. But we're gonna try and see what we can find, how many items we can find without packaging. So as you can see, able to get a pretty decent amount of produce without packaging on it. But now we're gonna move into the cheese. All of the cheese is in plastic. And I really don't know what to do about that. And I also feel like if you want cheese and you live on a budget like I do and like most people do in the United States, if you want to get like freshly sliced cheese, like from a deli, like Whole Foods, I think that's going to be significantly more expensive. So I think I am going to venture to Whole Foods at some point today or tomorrow to try and compare the cost of like what it would be to get cheese without packaging.
And then I can have that for
So as you can see, it's really difficult to shop at Trader Joe's or most grocery stores without ending up with the majority of your food being packaged somehow. Even things that are natural, like mandarins. Like we actually looked around the store and could not find something like mandarins without some sort of like netting or packaging on it, which is so interesting. So we're actually gonna venture over to Whole Foods right now, and we decided to try and forego a few things we knew we could find without packaging at Trader Joe's, like bread. So we're gonna see what we can find at Whole Foods and try to compare the cost of what we find, and choosing things that would not produce any waste, or would produce a lesser amount of waste, at least something that could be more easily recycled, like paper or cardboard. So we are at a Whole Foods now, and it is significant difference. I'm going to show you some shots of the produce in case you're unfamiliar with this store. Okay.
Yeah. There.
Thumbs up sign. So that bread we got at Whole Foods actually was like a loaf of ciabatta bread that was I think made there at the store, and it was $4 for a loaf. I think the similar loaf we've been able to purchase at Trader Joe's in the past is maybe $2.99, so $1 more to get something without packaging. And we had our own little bag, as you saw, that we put it in. So it feels good to kind of look for those little things that you can get without packaging. And we actually I forgot to take a picture of this, but we got all of our produce from Whole Foods, and everything we bought from Whole Foods, we only got one thing in a package, which was really great. Okay, so it is the next day, and I recently found out about a new store in Miami called Verde, which means green in Spanish, and it is Miami's first sustainable and refilling store. So basically, in order to reduce plastic and waste, customers can come here to fill up things like soaps or raw honey and nut butters. So I got here 30 minutes before it's about to close. It's in a neighborhood of Miami called Wynwood, which is our arts district. And so I'm about to go in, see if the owners, it looks like a pretty small store. So I'm gonna see if the owners will let me film a little bit. And I hope to be able to share this experience with you. So I'm inside. This store is amazing. If you are ever in Miami, please come by here. I'm gonna take some shots of different things. So this is the refillable station. So you bring your own jars and they weigh them here, so then you don't get charged for bringing your own jars like I did. And they have other things. So like you said, there's some shampoo, conditioner, hand soap you can fill up, lotions, soaps, so many different things. As you can see, there's some nut butters over there, some herb wall. Looks like there's some other bulk things like lentils. I will probably be getting those at some point. Almond flour, different things. Some more eco-friendly type of products for you. So just had a really great experience at Verde. This is the upside to going to small business, is I actually got to talk with the owner. One of the owners, her name is Marta. She was really sweet and helped me pick out different things. So basically I spent $20 on 4 different products. All of them are organic. I didn't use any plastic. So nothing I bought will turn into waste. Everything that I bought, so what I bought is dish soap, and I bought hand soap, and I bought apple cider vinegar, which I actually used to clean a lot of different things. And I bought a new sponge that I needed that is made out of sustainable materials, so there's no plastic in the sponge, or it is not the actual sponge from the ocean, so I didn't have to take away an animal from the ocean, which made me really happy. And so everything I have is safe to go down drains. So that's really important, as well as we think about how our products affect our waterways and our drinking water, everything, because all of that actually matters. There's so many pollutants and toxins that go into our water that can't actually always be filtered out. And that's why we've ended up in our world with so many things like very high cancer rates, infertility, miscarriages, 2 of those 2 things that I've been personally affected by personally, and know so many people dear to me that I love that have been tragically affected by those things as well. And so as I was leaving, I was like, this is probably a few more dollars than I would have spent elsewhere. I don't know, I buy like a bottle of apple cider vinegar from Trader Joe's, maybe I spent like a few more dollars on this one. But at the end of the day, you can't really put a price on your health. So I think it's all about what can you replace, what can you choose to get that's not plastic or waste, what can you budget in. I think it's more about having a mentality to be like, we can't do everything, but what can we do? Just to do your little part. For all of us to do our little part, because if we all do something
if we all stopped using plastic water bottles and we all decided to get refillable water bottles, that would immensely add up. There's over 7 billion people in the world, and if a couple billion of us, especially in a more developed country like the United States, decided we were just going to use less plastic, it would make a difference and it would add up. So I think that's what this whole experience is just bringing to mind for myself, is what are the little things I can do. So I know I've been talking for a while, so I'm gonna stop now, and I'll just show you last snapshot of everything I got. So these are all my purchases, and that's a lot. That's gonna last me for a long time. This is primarily just for me and one other person and occasional guests that we have over. So this will last us.